What do you think is the battery capacity of this phone?
5500.
6000 mAh.
5000.
6000.
5000.
Can't be 5500.
It's 7000 mAh.
7000.
So just like most of my colleagues, I was also pleasantly shocked by the OPPO K13. Not only because it has a large 7000 mAh battery inside this slim frame, but also because it's a practical, sensible phone under rupees 20,000. So what makes it a practical phone, Arshad? Is it just a phone with a large battery and nothing more? Well, I'll tell you all about that in this video. Alright, if you're here for the first time, I'm Arshad. This is Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So the design of the OPPO K13 is what is its standout feature for me, because for the 8.45mm thickness of the phone, you actually do get a 7000 mAh battery inside, like I mentioned. And the weight of the phone is also a comfortable 208 grams, plus it kind of feels dense. It doesn't feel like a flimsy plastic phone. And they've managed to do this because they've actually used transparent plastic materials, a mixture of it, PC and PMMA, to actually make the build of the phone. So therefore, you don't hear that hollow plastic sound. See? And in general, I like the design itself. The color of the phone is damn nice, and there's this kind of texture which OPPO calls natural rock texture, and it kind of feels nice. Plus, this texture also reflects light when it falls on it, and I also like the design of the camera module as well. What do you guys think? Do you like the design or not? Let me know in the comments. Now, this color is called the icy purple, and there's another color called the prism black. Again, it's got that same prism design on the rear, and I kind of like the prism black variant a little more. Now, as for the other design elements, you get IP65 rating, you get a USB Type-C 2.0 port at the bottom. Of course, I'm yet to talk about the display, the performance, the battery life, all of that. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, go ahead, do that, give us your support. Now, the display on the OPPO K13 is a 6.67-inch flat panel. It's a Full HD Plus panel with 120Hz refresh rate as well. Now, as for the bezels around the screen, they're fairly slim, and you get about 92.2% screen to body ratio, which is good. Now, the color reproduction of the display, especially in the natural mode, is close to neutral, and it looks really good as well. But my only concern is that you do not get support for HDR on both YouTube and Netflix. That said, the phone can touch 1200 nits in HBM mode. Therefore, when you take it outside, the sunlight legibility is actually pretty good. And considering it's an AMOLED panel, you also do get an optical in-display fingerprint scanner, which is fast to unlock, no problem there. The K13 also comes with stereo speakers. A phone that launched recently came with a single mono speaker. Can you guess the phone in the comments? Now, these speakers are tuned well. They can get loud even at 100% volume, but you can actually push it up to 300% volume as well. My only point of contention is that we would have liked a little bit more bass. Now, if you're an audiophile like me, you will care about the fact that you do get high-res certification for both wired and wireless audio, which means that you do also get support for LDAC codec in wireless. Now, the OPPO K13 comes with Snapdragon 6 Gen 4 inside. Don't go by the 6 in the name, because it actually gives you 7 series performance. Now, for that, I need to tell you about the benchmarks, but before that, let me also tell you that you get LPDDR4X RAM type and UFS 3.1 storage in the two variants that you get with the phone. Basically, 8128 and 8256GB is what you can buy, and I'm glad that OPPO is giving UFS 3.1, which many brands are not, even at higher prices. You know which brands I'm talking about. Now, in Antutu, we got a score of a little over 7.3 lakhs, but note that we're actually testing the base variant of the phone, the 128GB variant of the phone. The 256GB in comparison actually benchmarks higher on Antutu, and you can get close to 8 lakhs. Also, in our 30-minute 40-thread CPU throttle test, the CPU throttled to 84%, which is very good. And the GPU stability is also pretty good at 99.6%. Not just that, the phone did not get too hot either in the test. And that's also because the K13 has a 6000mm square graphite sheet. Now, the temperatures were also in check when we played Genshin Impact for 30 minutes. We play at the highest graphics and 60 frames per second. You can see that the temperatures didn't cross 40 degrees. Plus, the average FPS is also a very respectable 50.4. Now, you know what? After testing the Snapdragon 6 Gen 4, I feel like this chipset needs to be inside more phones under 20,000 rupees, because it's definitely performing better than both the Dimensity 7300 and the Dimensity 7400. Alright, now time to talk about the 7000 mAh battery inside the phone, and it's a graphite battery, and I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But obviously, considering it's a large battery and OPPO's tuning is generally good, the battery life is going to be fantastic. Now, I didn't get enough time to do a proper 100% rundown of the battery itself, but when we were testing it, we got a screen on time of 3 hours and 43 minutes with only 27% battery loss. This might do 14 to 15 hours of screen on time. If you guys want like a detailed battery rundown, let us know in the comments. We'll try to do that for you. Now, talking about the 7000 mAh graphite battery, it's also got one interesting tech added onto it, which OPPO mentioned to us is basically bionic repair electrolyte technology. Now, what this does is that it increases the battery longevity of the phone so much so that OPPO promises 5 years of battery life, like it will last you for 5 years. And OPPO also claims that with this graphite technology, it actually gives you better sustained performance over a long period of time compared to silicon anode batteries. So looks like OPPO really wants the K13 owners to hold on to their phones for a really long time. You also get an 80-watt Superbook charger inside the box, and 0 to 100% charge takes only about 56 minutes. For a 7000 mAh battery, that's pretty good. Talking about network capabilities, you get a lot of 5G band support, you get Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.4 support, but there is no NFC. NFC should have been there. Alright, now time to talk about the cameras. The primary is a 50 megapixel OmniVision sensor, and the secondary is a 2 megapixel depth camera. And on the front, you get a Sony IMX 480 16 megapixel selfie camera as well. It's a basic setup, nothing too fancy. Now, I haven't done like a detailed camera testing of the phone, but here are my preliminary observations. The primary 50MP camera captures a good amount of details, and the HDR performance is also pretty decent. You get a good amount of details in the shadows and the highlights as well. They don't get blown out. But note that HDR bloom is there when you're clicking pictures of a human subject against backlighting. Portraits also do look good. You'd get a decent semantic segmentation, a good amount of bokeh drop off, and you do get 2 focal lengths as well, 1x and 2x. The one thing I liked about the K13 is that the color reproduction is actually close to neutral. It's not entirely neutral, of course, but this is something that we don't see in many phones in this price class, so I like that. Good job, OPPO. Which is also true for the skin tones, by the way. These are some of the best skin tones that we've captured on a phone that is priced under rupees 20,000. Again, good job, OPPO. And I'm talking about skin tones captured from both the primary and the selfie camera. Low light images actually do look good for a phone under rupees 20,000. You do get a decent amount of details and the exposure is pretty good too. Now, when it comes to videos, you can shoot at 4K 30 FPS using the primary camera, and the quality is good, but the stabilization could actually be better. Now, with the selfie camera, you cannot shoot 4K video, you can only shoot 1080p 30 FPS video, so keep that in mind. Now, I'll be very candid here. I was under the impression that OPPO phones under 20,000 rupees generally have a lot of compromises, but I was kind of wrong with the OPPO K13. Now, one reason why I like the OPPO K13 is because it comes with ColorOS 15 based on Android 15. OPPO is also promising 2+3 years of OS and security updates, but more importantly, ColorOS experience on the OPPO K13 is actually very similar to what you will find in the Find series of OPPO phones. It's without a doubt the fastest and smoothest operating system experience I've had on a phone under rupees 20,000 till date. It's very, very responsive. But there's one thing that I must definitely mention, that there are a lot of pre-installed third-party apps that you get with the phone. Some could be useful, some could be not, but all of them are uninstallable, which is good. Now, like I said, the animations are fluid, they're fast, they're actually kind of fantastic. Plus, you also get a lot of basic features like your split screen, your floating window, your app hiding, and more. And in the Photos app, you get AI features like AI Eraser, AI Unblur, AI Clarity Enhancer, and my favorite, AI Reflection Remover. Now, apart from that, you also do get an outdoor mode. Essentially, it supports rider apps like Zomato, Swiggy, and Blinkit, and it enables quick access via shortcuts. Plus, automatic hands-free calling activates the speaker mode and maximizes the call volume when no headset is connected. It also enhances sound reminders and automatically sets the notification and ringtone volume, and therefore it helps in preventing the rider from missing any customer calls, which could be pretty useful when you're on the go. And in this auto mode, if somebody doesn't use the auto brightness toggle, it actually does it for you so that it can go to peak brightness to ensure that you get the best sunlight legibility. Finally, you also get a wet touch mode, which means that if your fingers are wet, you can still use the phone. And you also get a glove mode, which enhances sensitivity when you're wearing gloves in your hand. And most importantly, there is circle to search as well. So what you get is a nice looking design, which is also slim, and you get a 7000 mAh battery with 5 years of battery life longevity promise. You also get fast charging with the charger inside the box, by the way. You also do get a decently bright display. You also get a fairly decent set of cameras too. But most importantly, you get that excellent flagship grade software experience that you get with ColorOS 15 without the animations being cut out, which is the most important thing, because a lot of phones in this price range tend to do that. So the 128GB variant of the phone, which is the base variant of the phone, which is what we tested, starts at 17,999, And you also get a 1,000 rupee discount on April 25th, which is when the phone goes on sale. It will be available only for that day. So effectively, you can buy it for 17,000 rupees. And for 17,000, this is a phone worth recommending. What are your thoughts on the OPPO K13? Of course, these were my first impressions. If you would like more detailed content around the phone, let us know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.